Hello, everyone. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the upcoming game between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury, or more specifically, Caitlin Clark versus Diana Taurasi, the supposed GOAT. Welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, one of the hottest and best sports talk shows in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do. So, Rob, I'm not looking forward to this game at all.
No, there's a game.
Not one bit. Not one bit. Not even. I'm not even going to watch it.
You probably, like I said, you probably go out and play ultimate frisbee with
Well, I'm like an old goat, like Diana Taurasi. I'm over the hill in that sport.
But you have a better. At least you have a better attitude, though. And
I realize I'm over the hill.
Right. What's Clint Eastwood says? A man's got to know his limitations. So
man's got to know his limitations. Anyways, some background information. Diana Taurasi, when she was asked about this is on Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt, she was asked about Cameron Brink and also Caitlin Clark about the transition into the WNBA. And it wasn't so much what she said, but it was a little bit of what she said. It was also how she said it and what she was implying. Because Diana Taurasi did do well her rookie year. She made first team All-Pro, so that's impressive. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to take anything away from her transition to there. But she struggled at first, too. In fact, her numbers are very similar to Caitlin Clark's. Her rookie numbers are very similar to Caitlin Clark's. Right now, Clark's numbers are better than Diana Taurasi's actually this year. So what she said, the first thing she said was reality was coming. And she went into this whole spiel about, it's grown women and stuff like that. And there's a big gap between college and pros, which let me stop right there. I understand she pointed that out and everyone goes, well, she was just saying, a fact. But everybody knows that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that when I was 8 years old, when O.J. Simpson struggled in the pros after dominating college football for 2 years, that there's a gap between the college and pros and it's not automatic. So It's not a very insightful thing. I keep hearing that like, you know what? These players are bigger and faster and stronger. And you don't know how good the women. Yeah, it's the same in every sport. There's a huge gap between college and pros. There's a lot fewer people make it. All right. So we get that. Let's not think that's a big deal. Let's not.
Understand that, yeah.
So anyway, she said that. And then she said reality's coming, like Caitlin Clark doesn't have any clue as to what's coming up. And I think she did have some clue because Lisa clued her in on what's going to happen. And then she said, well, for some people, it takes longer than others. And yes, she was asked about Cameron Brink and Caitlin Clark, but you knew the way she said it and who she was talking about. You knew everybody wanted to hear about Caitlin Clark. They didn't want to hear about Cameron Brink. She wasn't getting all the publicity. Caitlin Clark was.
Right.
And then she said she could look like Superman against 18-year-olds or Superwoman against 18-year-olds. When in reality, she played against 18 to 23-year-olds because of the COVID year.
Right.
That's a huge difference. I mean, and my gosh, she sounds like Cheryl Swoops. So, she did because that was exactly what Cheryl Swoops did.
Yeah.
So people said everything she said was true. No, everything she said wasn't true.
No, it was not.
She didn't play against 18-year-olds. She played against 18 to 23-year-olds.
Right.
And really, that's a big difference. And she said it that way to downgrade Caitlin Clark's abilities. She didn't just come out of her mouth. She said it that way on purpose.
Yeah, so, she was downgrading her success and saying it was like tainted because of that.
Right. So it wasn't as innocent a comment as she said. All of what she said was not as innocent as what people want to make it out to be. Like some people said they had no problem with it. I had a problem with it because for all the reasons I just pointed out. And then later on, they were asking Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi if Paige Beckers came out in the draft, who would they pick? And Sue Bird kind of said, well, because of publicity and all the money they're going to make, you can make the argument for Caitlin Clark. And then they said, Diana, what do you think? And she goes, Paige. Next question. Now, she said it that way on purpose. Like, Paige is so much better than Caitlin. It's not even open for discussion, which isn't even true because Caitlin Clark was better and she won all 4 Player of the Year awards. And in the AP voting of the year, Paige didn't get any votes. So that's the background. All right.
Right.
And then she has, said a few other comments like, well, I won 3 straight championships by myself, basically. She said, I won 3 straight championships in Connecticut, and that's why they put me in the Olympic team. Like a little dig there because Caitlin Clark didn't win any championships.
Right.
So go ahead, Rob.
No, but I mean, yeah. So I mean, with this upcoming game, with all that hype going on, and then they hyped it up themselves. How do you feel? I mean, do you think that Diana Taurasi is going to try to send a message if Caitlin comes towards her? She won't be guarding her, I'm pretty sure, but when she tries to drive in, will she do like she did to the Kelsey Plum and let her know, like give her a welcome to the league type thing, you know?
Yeah, when she asked about, you probably all saw this clip by now if you're Caitlin Clark fans. They asked Diana Taurasi what she thought about the upcoming game, and she goes, "It'll be fun." And she turned her nose this way, can't miss it, and it was like body language, a little smirk, like almost she was planning another Kelsey Plum hip check. If you haven't seen the video, Kelsey Plum called her an a-hole and said that Kelsey Plum got the ball, she stepped back a couple steps and got ready to drive towards the basket around Diana Taurasi, and Diana Taurasi hip checked her into the ground, which is illegal, by the way, and it's a foul. It wasn't even a clean defensive play. And that's the other thing, Rob. She's all confident about this because she's got the experience and the toughness and stuff. In college or in the WNBA, Diana Taurasi never made an all-defensive team. Okay, so she's not a great defender. So let's get that out there right now. And she's 42 years old. She's got a lot of confidence for someone who's not a great defender and is 42 years old and is going to have trouble with Caitlin Clark's speed and quickness if she covers her. Because Caitlin Clark is not super fast, but she's faster than Diana Taurasi is right now at 42. I don't know if they were both 22. Who's faster? I can't remember at this point. It's 20 years ago. Someone else who's a Diana Taurasi fan may say she was quicker at that point. I don't know. But right now she's not. No. That's clear. So I don't even think she's going to cover her. And so we'll see what happens. I don't think she has the guts to cover her. But if she does, she's going to foul her hard at least once, in my opinion.
And what about you? And then you have Brittney Griner in there. So Caitlin Clark, I don't know if she's going to be able to drive all the way to the hoop with Brittney in there. So Brittney definitely will block her shot. And it's strange what you don't hear. Everyone's getting on Brittney Griner's case about being on the Olympic team, but she's also has not said anything. At least I haven't heard anything say anything bad about Clark like Taurasi has.
No, she just said that something to the extent that these are grown women that are fighting for their job, putting food on the table for their family and stuff like that, and they're going to be, they're basically going to be aggressive against her and give her hard, cover her closely. I don't have a problem with that.
Which they have been doing, which is what has been happening.
Right. So I didn't have a problem with Brittney. She did say that, but she didn't say it. She didn't say it the way Diana Taurasi said it.
No.
She didn't say the same things either. So, and I think she's kind of been on her best behavior because she knows America's upset with her because we had the angel of death we had to give back to Russia in exchange for her because she did something silly and careless and whatever.
Not silly, stupid. It was stupid. You don't go to another. Other countries are going to put up with. They don't put up with that kind of stuff with drugs, and she knew that. She's been there before, so for her it was stupid. And then so we went,
right. I think if Clark drives towards a basket, I don't think she'll give her a cheap shot. I think she'll block it because she's 6'9", or if she's 6', I'm not sure if she's 6'9" or 6'7". She listed as 6'9". I'm told they might be with sneakers and she's 6'7", but whatever. She's, I think Clark's going to have trouble scoring against her if she drives to the basket, especially with her limited shots. She just basically has a layup.
Right.
But anyways, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I think here's the thing. I'm afraid that the calls are going to go Phoenix's way because they're at home. And it's because it's Diana Taurasi, the veteran, as opposed to the rookie. Oh, by the way, if you didn't see the other thing, was that another part of this story is on TikTok, when the schedule came out, what was released before that, but when Caitlin Clark got drafted, as soon as that happened, the marketing department at Phoenix put out this sign, and they had a picture of Diana Taurasi calling her the GOAT, which I still maintain she's not. Mm-hmm. And then they put a silhouette of Caitlin Clark with number 22 saying the Rook. And someone changed it on TikTok that put the Granny versus the future GOAT or something like that.
So, I like that one. That was good.
That one I like better.
Yeah, I like that one better.
So, they played 3 times, and I've said this before. This time I think Taurasi has the advantage because she has more experience and Caitlin Clark does not. And if they do cover each other, I have no idea how much they're going to cover each other. But the next 2 games, Caitlin Clark will have a game experience against Taurasi, and the next 2 games are in Indiana, where they may get the favorable calls and the refs, if there is such a thing. Gosh, forget. The refs are so bad it won't matter. You know,
Yeah, that's what I said.
they won't get the right calls no matter what it is.
Couldn't even notice.
So I said before, and I say this because I hate Diana Taurasi. I think she's a bully. She's rude, and she's just not a nice person in general. She puts everybody down, and I just don't know. She's 42 years old, and she acts like a 12-year-old bully. But the scoring record is 54. So I hope Caitlin Clark gets that in one of the games. And the most 3-point shots is 10. He's 9. So I hope she gets 10. I hope she gets one of those or both of those in one of these 3 games. I'm not predicting it in the first game. I think it's more likely to happen in Indiana. But Caitlin Clark has a green light now, supposedly from her coach, but we have no idea whether it's a real green light or a yellow light. So we'll find out.
But Mark, you're not going to watch the game, so what do you care?
I'll tape it in case she gets 54 and 10. Then I'll watch it. So we'll see. Diana Taurasi seems awful confident. I think Caitlin Clark is better than she thinks she is. Caitlin Clark is saying nothing. I'm sure Caitlin Clark is smart enough not to underestimate the savvy physicalness of Diana Taurasi.
She knows she's going to have to be on her game. I mean, she's realizing that with every game she plays. That she's got the bullseye, and she's got to be on her game. So,
but I think that gives Caitlin Clark an advantage because she's not going to underestimate Diana Taurasi. I think Diana Taurasi is going to underestimate Caitlin Clark. But like I said, Diana Taurasi could come out. I mean, her numbers aren't that much worse than Caitlin Clark's this year. She could come out ahead in this game. I'm not predicting in one way or another. I'm just saying she seems awful confident as someone who's not a good defender at this point in her career. Let's put it that way.
All righty.
And I know Caitlin Clark isn't great in on-ball defense, but she's good on team defense.
She's better. She's getting better.
She's getting better. She's got to bend her knees more and move her feet more. Anyways, hey, that's our take for today. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And also, if you want to make intelligent, non-insulting comments, feel free to do so down below. And our live show is Eastern Time, 7 to 8. And Rob was lying to you. I taped the show. I'm going to watch it. And I think you are too. So let us know who you think is going to win, how you think Caitlin Clark will do in not only this game against her, but maybe in the next 2 games. See if my theory makes sense to you.
Right.
Okay. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.